Now, our guest today first stepped onto the famous Corrie Cobbles back in 1997 as the troublesome teen Leanne Battersby. And it's fair to say she's had her fair share of ups and downs over the years.
What's going on?
You said she would turn it off.
She did. We've had it off for over an hour. You don't expect us to have it off all night, do you? You know, somebody's watching us.
Can you hear me?
Just get dressed.
I'm sorry, Steve, I'm pregnant, and it's yours.
You did it. We did it. Oh, look. We're right under mistletoe. Time to find out who's been naughty or nice.
An ex-prostitute and an alcoholic. Jerry Springer and do cartwheels.
Ignore her.
Oh, we just say we loved Blanche. Lots of memories there, and for the first time ever, fans are going to get to hear what goes on behind the scenes as Corrie takes to the stage. Here to tell us more, please welcome Jane Danson.
Thank you. Hi. Listening to that voice.
What do you mean?
Oh, hearing your, 18-year-old voice. Who is that person?
God, and is that when you two first met?
Yeah, I think I'd been in a couple of months, hadn't I? And then the Battersbys arrived.
It was a lovely time, actually,
Oh,
wasn't
my God,
it?
the good old days.
It was
just seeing
so
them
exciting.
with Kevin Kennedy, and we're still all mates,
Yeah,
aren't we, after all
we
this
really
time?
are. We see each other quite a lot,
do.
and we all live quite close by.
So what was Denise like in those days then?
She was great. She was lovely because actually I kind of knew Denise a tiny bit because I'd worked with Tim previously.
On the Grand?
Yeah, ex-husband. And so I'd watched her career, I'd seen her in other things. And it was quite daunting initially because you've seen people that you've watched and you're in awe of. And then we met and we just hit it off and
We hit
been
it
mates
off
ever since.
And we used to have so many scenes behind that bar. And you do spend a lot of time behind the bar.
Do you actually
when
pull a
you're
pint?
Where you're in the Rovers.
Yeah. And sometimes it was like working in a real bar because people used to smoke. And sometimes Denise and I'd be there for 12 hours a day. It was like doing a real
Passive
shit.
smoking. we used to invent subplots with Roy Barraclough, who was Alec Gilroy.
Yeah, we
so we
did.
used to have our own little subplots
We were a bit
behind because
naughty,
we
weren't
were
we?
a bit naughty, yeah. One of them ended up on camera, but never mind, that's another story.
Yeah. I think that's in your book.
So what are we going to see in this show then, Jane?
Well, I think so. We're going on tour, several cast members, different cast members each evening across a week or two in September. And I think it's going to be a bit like Loose Women, to be honest. We've got Sharon Marshall, who's going to be hosting the evening, and we're just going to do a trip down memory lane, talk about all the backstage gossip.
So she'll be interviewing you all?
I think so, yeah. And I'm not sure whether we'll be showing clips or not.
Yeah.
I think there'll be an opportunity for the audience to ask questions.
God, that would be
You know,
great.
talk
Oh,
to their
they'll love
favourite
it.
characters. So, yeah, I'm really excited.
I mean,
You're worrying whether you can remember all of it, because we sometimes see clips on here, don't we? But
Yeah.
was I there?
I'm
It's really hard.
Sometimes, seeing the really original ones, I remember them so vividly,
Yeah.
like they were yesterday. But some of them in between, I'm like, I have zero memory of them
I
scenes.
remember marrying that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to drink in those days as well, so there's a lot.
But speaking of marrying people, didn't you, because I think it's very encouraging, didn't you manifest marrying your husband?
What does that mean?
And is that not, sort of gentle, acceptable stalking in this day and age?
Kind of. I've got to be careful here because I'm a little bit younger than him. So when I was at school, I had a sticker of him on my pencil case, and a poster of him, and he was in Brookside at the time, another soap, which is no longer around, but he was very big in the soap at the time. And, I liked him a lot. And then some years later, when I was a little bit older, he was at the Soap Awards.
I was there,
I think I was there.
Yeah, but this very first one.
Go on, Jane.
The night you met, you were there?
Yeah, 26 years ago.
Oh,
so
that's
it was,
amazing.
Denise played a big part in that, actually.
And then he went on to play my boyfriend for a year in Hollyoaks.
Oh, this is so incestuous. So incestuous.
Wow. And then you've now got an 18-year-old
Yeah,
and
and a
you-
16-year-old.
And a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Right, OK. And either of them going to follow in your footsteps?
I'm not sure. My eldest is studying media, so he likes to kind of be behind the scenes. My youngest, I'm not so sure. I mean, he's got a little something about the acting thing, but he's a bit too cool at the moment, so...
Do you encourage it or try and dissuade them?
It's a really brutal industry, isn't it, as we all know. Do you know what? I did think, be happy, do whatever is right for you. I'm not going to push him either way. I always wanted to do it. I've been acting since I was 10, so it was always my choice. I never expected it to turn into a career.
And your oldest is the age you were when you started Corrie, is that right?
That's terrifying.
It's so weird looking at our kids, isn't it?
I know.
Oh,
and he's just gone to uni. How are you feeling?
I'm getting used to it. But, yeah, it was... you feel a bit bereft, don't you? It's like you spent the last 18 years being all about them and knowing where they are and who they're with, and all of a sudden you've got to let them go and have their adventures, like I had mine.
Is it a bit nice too, though?
I don't miss the washing.
None of us miss the washing.
But I miss him.
What about, because when you sat down, you said, oh, that's so weird hearing my voice, my young, my 18-year-old voice. But of course, it's not just your voice. You've grown up everything on screen, you know, for nearly 30 years now. How does it feel? Like, when you first became famous at such a young age, was it something you were prepared for? And has it changed over the years?
No, I that's something I really wasn't prepared for, because at 18, your body's still changing. You're very conscious of, if you gain weight, if you lose weight anyway. So to be on TV and go through that, it was very overwhelming.
Yeah.
And Corrie...
And you've got to remember, it was being watched by 20 million people on a regular
Everyone
basis.
knew your face.
Everyone knew you.
Yeah, it was overnight. It was an overnight, especially for our characters who were almost unlikable, really, to begin with.
The best ones.
So when you're growing up, I suppose it's a bit... I always think, like, the Friends cast, we're sort of seeing them at 25 and they're all in their 50s and 60s now. And you see your life growing up in pictures. It is quite scary.
And does it make you... Because we've been talking about, women wanting to be liked and also how to be your best in your 60s, and there's sort of Demi Moore has been put up there as an example. Do you feel pressure because, you've been on screen all your life? Do you feel pressure to kind of, I don't know, up the ante as you get older, or are you resisting?
Yeah, I am resisting. I did go through a bit of a phase where I was thinking, oh, these wrinkles are appearing, and Corrie lighting isn't always very forgiving.
Corrie lighting's not nice.
And people tell you how, comments on social media, and people can be quite brutal.
Yeah.
But then I kind of did a full circle thing and thought, well, it's not going to make me any better an actor if I look younger. So I'm just
possibly make you a worse one.
Yeah.
And you're a character actor.
And also, I'm very mindful, you talk about being in your 60s. My dad passed away in his very early 60s. He didn't get to age. And I think it's a privilege.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, I'd like to think that I will resist as long as possible.
How has she stayed so rooted in herself, being famous from 18?
Because she's my friend.
I wondered if it was going to be something to do with you. You didn't do her maths lessons with her, did you?
No, I didn't.
But isn't it really hard work as well, doing something like Corrie? Like, you don't get a chance to kind of lead that highfalutin starry life because you're at it.
It's very, very normal for the most part. And even though my husband's an actor and lots of my friends are in the business, I think we all lead relatively normal lives, which people kind of don't expect you to.
We still have nibbles and nails.
12-hour shifts
our
in the
nail
pub
girl
isn't
comes
easy.
round and we have a little nibble.
Well, listen, I think the show will be fantastic.
Looking forward
You've
to
always
it.
had such an amazing connection with your audience on Coronation Street, and that continues. So
Thank you.
I hope it goes wonderfully well. I'm sure it will, Jane.
Yeah,
Danson,
lovely.
everyone.
Jane.